Good afternoon, evening, whatever the fuck it is. And Before I go any further, I'd like to acknowledge that it is actually Indigenous Peoples Day today. So, yeah, I guess, I would say Happy Indigenous Peoples Day, but like, we kind of like stole all their land and shit. So, I don't know, go do something nice for an Indigenous person today if you happen to be able to do that. Or, you can donate to, I should have put up some links for fun. I'm going to be straight up. Actually, I don't even think I did the description today. I'm going to be straight up. Like, I'm having a pretty bullshit fucking day. And I'm going to pour myself some more coffee here real quick. And I'll tell you what happened. If it's too loud, I'm going to have to cut the stream because I am out of doors and behind a fucking truck stop, and it's windy, and yeah. So if it's unwatchable, I'm just gonna take a break for today and try again tomorrow. But yeah. So that's not for you, Sadie. Go get your dish. No, that's mine. Go get your dish. Yeah, get your dish. She's trying to get it, but it's attached to her bag. Okay, Pup. I'll get you your dish. Nope, that's my water, dude. No. It's got coffee. I gotta get Sadie some water, too. We're fucking exhausted. And yeah, pretty much today has not been my day, nor was, last night, and I'm still stuck in Chicago because everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Other than like me getting run over again or something, that would have been some fucked up shit. I stayed late. But okay, so I did my research. I went to the right spot, yada, yada, yada. And I got on the train that that matched the description at the same time that it should have come in. And instead of heading out last evening, during the cool hours, I was kind of counting on that I could move before it got hot. And instead of heading south like I was expecting it to, it backed into the yard, and it sat there for fucking 15 hours, 16 hours. And it's well, anyway, there weren't any good rides on it anyway, so I was kind of a sitting duck for that entire time. Didn't get great sleep because of it, because I was like constantly on guard and trying to hide where there was like literally no hiding place. But that's neither here nor there, I suppose. So, yeah, I'm fucking exhausted. I feel like shit, and I haven't gone anywhere. I got nothing to show for it. So, yeah. So I had to. I left the yard because, like, I'm not gonna do that again. I mean, probably, like, even. Then don't chase the rat. Big old rat went into a hole over there. So even if I tried again tonight and did catch the train out, like, it's gonna be hot as balls, and I don't want to do that to my dog. So yeah, I decided to like use the last of my money to buy an Amtrak ticket, and I'll be heading down that way, which, at least I had the money for that, and that actually came from you guys last couple streams, so thanks very much for that. And now I'm broke again. So yeah, I would tell you that there's links in the description, but I actually think I forgot to put them in there this time, and that sucks. So I don't really know what to do about that. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, I'm here to talk. Oh, hey, Captain Grim for the win here. We got backup. That's great. If you would like to help, I could really, really use some assistance. I'm making a long trip, and I'm trying to get reunited with my car, the Ronin, in Tallahassee. So, yeah, help if you can. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Great to see you. I am here today to talk about crime in Slab City, because that's what everybody fucking came here for. You didn't come to hear me talk about what I'm doing with my life. You want me to talk about what I did in Slab City, so that's what we're doing this week. Because yeah, that's what the people want. So yeah, crime in Slab City. Does crime happen? Do you think that crime happens in Slab City? Do you think that? Hey, come here. Do you think that we're just a bunch of dirty fucking bums stabbing each other for meth money? Well, if that's true, then join the fucking club, you fucking classist piece of shit, because a lot of people think that. And are there those types of people out there, just absolute shitlords that will definitely stab you for meth money? Yeah, there are. And what city in the U.S. doesn't have that? What city in the U.S. doesn't have crime? But there is, like, I guess, unique kinds of crime that happens in Slab City. But first of all, I mean, like, what defines a crime? What is a crime in a lawless place, as you all like to call it, which we don't call it that. Tourists and outsiders make shit up, and then they hold us to it. They're like, oh, it's the last lawless land, the last free place, blah, blah, blah. Like, literally, that's just clickbait for YouTube titles. And, truth of the matter is, there is law out there, and there's police presence, and freedom doesn't mean that you're free to do whatever you want without consequences, right? So, if you fuck somebody over, then people are going to get pissed off, and you're going to have to face the music at some point. Moneymaker just said, there is no crime going on in my mind, I don't think. What does that mean? You think there's no crime in Slab City? That's fucking stupid. Literally, yeah, there is. And actually, in the last few years, there's been some pretty heinous shit that's gone down. Not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it either. Like, a fucking young trans boy was murdered in Slab City last year, and that fucking sucked. But it wasn't by a person that lives in Slabs. And she's on the run now. And the police are very bad at their jobs out there. But holy shit, is that a fucking turd over there? God damn it, I fucking Chicago. I need to get the fuck out of here. I'm like losing my fucking mind out here. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. Fucking please please send help. I'm heading down on the Amtrak on Thursday, and I should have been out of here yesterday. So I'm like kind of in a weird, frustrated state right now. And I got too much sun. Anyway, yeah, there's crime in Slabs. Like, there's like some, I mean, shit, I've done crimes in Slabs. I've beat people up and stuff. And let's see. It really depends on what you consider to be crimes too. Like, if we're talking about the law of, like, the federal law and the state of California and whatnot, oh yeah, tons of illegal shit. There's black market drug trade, and I mean, as there is everywhere. There's literally drugs sold and consumed in every fucking city in the United States, and the world. So, that's not unique to Slab City. There is a bit of illegal weapons trade, and there's definitely people that kind of, I touched on it a little bit last stream, but there's some folks that want to take the law into their own hands and be like some kind of vigilante or whatever, which would be cool, and it is cool when you're like actually doing that. But when you're just throwing threats around at people and terrorizing folks, then yeah, I think that's a crime. Hey, we got kicked down from Janice on my Venmo. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Like a lot. Yeah. There's folks that like to play cop, and I don't know, maybe in their mind they think that they're doing something good, but a lot of the times they just end up being fuck knuckles and a pain in everybody's ass, and then they get arrested and thrown in jail again. And I guess the biggest crime that, like, the most prevalent crime that I see in slabs is petty theft. And the only reason that really happens is because people kind of just leave their shit out. Like, they don't have a decent fence because everybody's all wishy-washy, like, oh, don't build a fence, it's not very anarchist of you. What, do you hate freedom? Like my freedom to come into your yard at night and steal your wood from your scrap pile? Do you hate freedom? So a lot of people get pressured into like over trusting, or they're just lazy, and or like, I guess part of the human condition is if you don't like give them a step-by-step on how to do things. Like people, like most of you folks live in Babylon, and you live in a house, and you don't really have any other option. You have to live in a house in order to live in society. So you just take for granted that you have four walls and a door that locks. You go out to slabs, you have to build that. And a lot of people just like to have the doors open. I didn't even have fucking doors on the library until literally last year, when I decided to move out and then put up some doors that could lock. Like, anytime, 24/7, somebody could just walk in. Nobody ever did that at night and like got away with fucking with my shit, because I remained vigilant. And that's as I was so fond of saying, the price of freedom is vigilance. But at a certain point, being vigilant all the time is really, really tiresome. So I was very happy to be able to lock the doors at night after I was, But, so there's a lot of petty theft out there because people leave their shit just like open and unattended in like a really naive, kind of cute, hippy-dippy way. And for some people, they know that people are going to nerf their shit. That's what we call it in slabs. We call it nerfing. And it's kind of like, it's like nerfing is gray area theft, where it's like you're probably stealing somebody's stuff, but it's just like laying out there and you're not like hiding what you're doing. And if you can just walk up and pick something up in the desert that's unattended, like, is it really stealing? I mean, maybe yes, but no, I don't know. So it's nerfing. That's gray area theft. So there's your slab vocab, your vocabulary term for the day. Yeah. Meanwhile, I can't get over the fact that I'm sitting like 10 feet away from a human shit, like back here, and it's like now the wind's coming at me, and it's not great. So like, I'll take the nerpers and slabs over hanging out in a fucking alley in Chicago any day. Like, I hate it here. I do not want to be here anymore. I'm upset that I'm here. So Yeah, nerfing. That's one thing that people will do. So, but like, what do you expect? You just leave your shit out everywhere. And then you're like, oh, there's something wrong with the community. Somebody ought to do something about this. Somebody ought to clean up the town. And it's like, bro, you left your shit out. And if you're upset that somebody took it, go and find them and take it back like everybody else does around here. So that's another like on the flip side of the petty theft coin is it a crime to go and get your shit back from somebody that stole it? So I've had a few situations like this where people nerped some of my lumber when I didn't have as good of a fence as I do now, as Zoe and I, as Zoe has. I'm sorry, I still live there, but it's Zoe's house now. But So I went and confronted the folks and got the shit back. And that's not the only time that's happened too. There's been a couple of occasions before there was more of a clear boundary around the library area where people nerf shit. And it's not fun. It pisses me off. And even recently I had somebody that I would say they outright stole some of my fence posts. And if I see my fence posts in your yard, I will know they're mine because nobody else has those fucking steel I-beams. So I hope you fucking sold those for scrap or something, because if I see those, I'm gonna fucking come for you. So yeah, is it a crime to get your shit back from people that stole it from you? In the eyes of the law of the land, yes, it is. Actually, that is illegal. Then you are subject to trespassing and assault and shit like that. Do I think it's a crime? No, I don't. But is it kind of a muddy situation? Like, can somebody think that somebody else stole their shit and go and beat up the wrong person, and that would absolutely be assault? Yes, that is a thing that happens. Yes. And yeah. So the worst crimes that I see in slabs are murders. And it happens like every few years. And that is more frequent for a town of its size, until you factor in that there's thousands of people passing through Slab City all winter long, and they come through, they hurt somebody, and then they run off. And that's usually when murders occur in slabs. It's people that are not from Slab City, don't live there, haven't spent much time there. All they heard about it was that it's the last lawless place, or the fucking Wild West rules, and you can get away with anything and do whatever the fuck. And they come out with those like ideas and intentions to hurt people. And yeah, that happens. And then they run away because Imperial County Police, this feels like a risky topic to talk about, because I don't want to give anybody ideas, but if it's of any consolation, Imperial County sheriffs are getting pretty sick of getting skunked. So I feel like the next time some fucking bullshit like that happens, then they're not gonna fucking pussyfoot around. The last murder happened to be a trans man. So, of course, they don't give a fuck about trans people, which, unfortunately, a lot of people held their hands to lead them to the murderer, and because everybody knows who it is, but they're sitting on it, and it's very frustrating for everybody. I personally helped them to capture and bring to justice a murder years ago. I think it was like 5 years ago. He was also from out of town. And I've seen a couple of different situations. There was one year where 2 bodies were found in similar fashion, but they had been sitting out in the desert for so long that there wasn't really like they were jerky, and then the cops ruled it a suicide because they didn't feel like investigating anything because they're fucking worthless. Sorry guys, you are like, get on your shit. I'm directly speaking to you cops because I know you fucking watch my fucking channel for intel, and I'm sure you're tuned in now. Get on it. It's embarrassing. You should be embarrassed. Anyway, there yeah, there's also situations where people will piss off a lot of people, and people get fucking sick of it, and they know that the cops aren't on their side because they're not. And what do? You know, the cops want to be like, they impose themselves and they're like, oh, let us take care of it because we're the law around here. And then when you ask them to take care of it, they don't do shit, and then they like muddy up the whole situation and then fuck off, and nothing ever comes of it. So that sucks. There was a couple of situations in the earlier times before I had like better walls and a fence and doors and shit, where there were people that would just enter and refuse to leave my house. And there was one situation where we tied this person up, like just bound their hands, and then somebody called the police, and the cops came, and then they were like, oh, you know, we can arrest you actually because you assaulted this person and nobody can prove anything, and you need to release her right now. And so we're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, okay. So then we untied her, and then she went right back into the yard and started trying to fuck with shit. And then the cop was there, and then we couldn't do anything about it because if we did remove her from the space again, then the cops would arrest us, which is fucking bonkers. I can't even fucking wrap my head around it. I've had cops point guns at me in my own fucking house. So if anybody's the real criminal, it's the fucking, it's you fucking pigs. Coming out and fucking threatening me in my yard. Oh my goodness. Yeah, what is crime anyway? What, you know, is crime when you hurt somebody else? I guess it depends on your perspective. But anyway, I'm gonna check in on chat. So Captain Grimm is posting my PayPal and Venmo links like a fiend, and there's also the t-shirts. Actually, if I hadn't failed at my mission last night today, I was about to release a new t-shirt design, which I will do after this stream. My good friend who appeared in my live stream, the last Unprofessional Tattoos live stream, the Stick and Poke Buttfish, they're super cute and fun, and we had a good time. They drew a really cool design for a t-shirt, and it's the official Cheese Dog Mafia t-shirt. So keep your eyes open for official Cheese Dog Mafia shirts. That actually keeps in the theme for today's crime talk, because we all know that the true crime lords of Slab City are in fact the Cheese Dog Mafia. Yes, it's coming. Keep your eyes open. It's really cool. Oh. Spuds just oi-oyed me. What's up, bud? Hell yeah. Let's see. What do you guys have any burning questions, what have you heard in the Slabosphere about fucked up shit going on that I can clarify for you? Because probably I can clarify a lot. One thing that a lot of people I hear every single fucking year, when it gets to be about this time of year, people will be like, "Oh wow, did you hear Slabs really went down the tubes? Everybody's going crazy and like, and there's so much drama and blah 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 blah." And and it's like, well, yeah, dude, it's the summer. It's hot. Like it's actually started getting really hot now. So if you live in the desert, this happens in like Morongo Valley too. I actually follow a couple of neighborhood watches on Facebook from like the Morongo Valley area because it's like, I mean, it's not funny that people are getting nerfed and shit, but it is wildly entertaining to just like hear about all the fucking crazy shit that people are doing all summer. Because I mean, you know, it's kind of like if Slabs was yuppies. It's pretty funny because the yuppies, they all have like cameras and stuff, like security cameras, so then you actually get to see people like fucking around in their shit. So anyway, that's a thing that does happen in desert places where it gets really hot. Heat makes people go crazy and they're lonely, they're bored, they're hot and angry about it. So yeah, they get at each other's throats, and that's just, you know, it's just a fact of nature, baby. So people are asking about Peter. I don't know if I mentioned Peter last stream. I don't think I did. So I didn't know the guy personally. Disclaimer, I don't know him. I've interacted with him a couple of times, but I do know that he had earned the moniker Creepy Pete, and people don't earn nicknames like that in Slab City without it being, without there being something to it. So I guess he finally pissed off enough people that they made him leave. Or maybe he just left on his own and made up a fucking stupid story about it. Because everybody does that when they leave Slabs. I said this last stream. Everybody does that. When they can't hack it in Slabs, then they go and create a YouTube channel, and then they gain a bunch of subscribers talking shit on Slabs and making up crazy wild stories about how the Slabinati fucking came out of the shadows and, like, you know, evicted them or something, and that somebody's got it out for them, which is fucking dumb. I'm sorry. And you know what? Maybe I'm not here to fucking suppose or come up with narratives. I just want to address the facts. So the only facts that I can confirm are that Creepy Pete had pissed off a lot of people. And when I heard that he left Slab City, I was not surprised. Other than that, I have no fucking idea. I wasn't there. I haven't been there. Whatever. That's them breaks. Let's see. Oh yeah, and before I move into, well, I mean, whatever. Anyway, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna be doing this all week. This is episode 3. I'm gonna be doing 7, and if this goes well, maybe I'll try and start doing a daily live stream, or like, you know, events where I do like a few. I don't know, whatever. Point being, I'm fucking broke and I'm hard up and I'm hot and I'm tired and I have a lot going on and I have a life and it's interesting, but y'all want me to talk about Slabs. So here we are. Spuds asks, did a guy get roofied at the Slabs? It's a B&D rumor. I don't know what B&D is, so I don't believe it, but funny in a dark way. I'm sure somebody has been roofied in slabs before. I don't know about the specific instance that you're talking about. I have no idea. Captain Grimm, if you can't, if you're, I missed what you were saying up there, but if you need to go, I can do mod stuff if you want. I don't have the links on hand though, but whatever. Yeah, and Satan does need some cheese. I'm sorry, I got way too much sun today, and I got trapped in the middle of a shipping yard for so many hours, and then I had to like bushwhack my way out of it in order to not be seen, and that was goddamn miserable. So if I seem a little listless and goofy, that is why. But I am on my way to a spot where I can chill out until I head out on the Amtrak. So there is that. Even if it was just me, I don't know if I would put myself. I was actually on my way to another freight yard, and I was gonna scope that out and try to catch one before the end of the day. And then like just on my way there, I kept getting more and more exhausted, and it's like I lost a whole day doing fucking nothing, and now I'm tired about it, and that sucks. So anyway, back to crime, back to Slab City. Let's see, what's some other shit I've seen? You know, I feel like I've done this talk before. Oh yeah, I did a few years ago. It's called Whiskey Tales, craziest shit I've seen in Slab City. So there might be some repeats from that, but I was also drinking pretty heavy at the time, so I don't know how eloquent it was. Maybe it's whiskey eloquent. I don't do that anymore. I did have a bit of I'm not gonna say relapse, but I started drinking a little bit more than I have been trying to lately over the last like month, and now I'm drying out again. So I'm like also in a weird mood because of that. But you know, that's the circle of life, baby. I'm pouring myself some more coffee because I feel like I'm not caffeinated enough to talk your ears off for another 30 minutes. So if you've got questions about the subject matter, I don't want no fucking questions about me personally because we're not talking about that today. Save it for another time. But where's your dish? Oh, here. Okay, let me show you. I got my handy dandy water bladder here. I can actually pour it while it's still in my backpack too when it's really full. Just like press it from underneath and it just comes squirting out. It's pretty nice when you're on the go. I just keep that right in here in my bag in the top part of, oh shit, don't want to waste water. Like I said, you know, oh, that's another thing that sucked about today. Oh shit, damn it. Fuck, and I just spilled it all. Cool, awesome, great. Well, it's a good thing I'm not about to hop on a fucking junk train because those take a long time. And okay, so I was carrying a fuck ton of water with me because I was like, this is gonna be fucking brutal, right? And water is very heavy. So I had extra water on me. And you know, this thing is 10 gallons. That would be fucking nuts. This is 10 liters. So I think that's about 2 gallons. Something like that. It's heavy. And yeah, my shoulders are a little sore from like schlepping it around. But it was like, you know, it was just supposed to be a simple operation. Anyway, we're not talking about meat right now. We're talking about crime in Slab City. And the cheese dog fucking mafia coming into your kitchen to steal your goddamn cheese right off your breakfast table. Let's see. Spud says, I bet food theft is rife. Raiding camp kitchens must be like an office kitchen. No, that's a weird thing to assume. Actually, people don't need to steal food in Slab City because people give it away a lot. It's not hard to find a free meal in Slabs because most folks that live there know what it's like to be without. So it's kind of a thing. Like, people feed each other. You don't have to go into somebody's kitchen and steal their shit. Mostly when people are stealing from each other, it's like building supplies, and mostly it's out of desperation because it's getting hot and they realize that they didn't build an adequate structure while they should have been over the winter because they were too busy smoking tweak or whatever the fuck. And that is another thing. Like, there is a lot of meth. There's a lot of meth all over. Not to detract from it, it does suck, and I fucking hate meth. It sucks. It makes people do stupid shit, and it fucks people's brains up and makes them think that shit is happening that's not really happening. And so you combine that with being really hot, and you get desperate, and yeah, so that is a thing. It's not. I get a lot of people on my channel that are just straight up classists, and they just think that all people that they perceive as poor are like crackheads, basically. Which, like, that's not to say a lot of poor folks aren't crackheads. I'm not gonna fucking try and spin you a fucking fairy tale here, but there's more to it than that. It's systemic. Have you ever been poor? Do you know what it's like being fucking poor? And another thing is people assume that everybody that lives in Slabs is poor. And hey, Rabbi Aaron says a lot of rich crackheads and tweakers out there too. Damn right. And there's a lot of tweak on the West Coast in general. When you get up to like the northern West Coast, it's more heroin. Like, not you can find whatever the fuck you want in Slabs. That's the thing. Is like, people don't abide by. Some people do, but in general, people don't abide by what U.S. law and codes of morality that we accept in society. People think a little bit more outside the box because a lot of folks don't care for society, and a lot of the things that people do in society we see as really toxic and harmful as well. And I guess pick your poison, right? Like, everybody's got their vices and shitty things that they do, and then there's blue collar crime, and of course there's white collar crime, which rich people do, but it's not really, they don't get punished for it as much because they can pay a bunch of money. Oh, somebody said something really interesting. My new friend said, it was really eloquent. They said, the law, something along the lines of the law not gatekeeps, but like controls access to violence. So as an example, like, if you're a rich person, you can go and like do a bunch of fucked up shit, and then you just pay your tickets and your bail, and then it's like, whatever, no big deal. Or if you're doing white collar crime, you don't serve any jail time at all. You just like pay stuff, but you already stole a bunch of money anyway. So, when it's poor people, it's easy to put your finger on. You're like, you stole my boards. But when it's rich people, it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to follow this paper trail to find out just how much money you stole from whom, and what what the legalities of each interaction is, and blah, 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 take you to court, and then you settle in court or outside of court, and then everything's dropped and you're all good and you don't get anything on your record. So, yeah, crime is everywhere. And yes, tweakers stabbing each other sucks, but so does super wealthy stealing all the water from an entire community. I think that's a lot worse than stabbing a guy, personally. The law has a monopoly on violence. That's close, side. It was even a little bit more eloquent than that. Like when they said it, I was just like, damn, I gotta remember that. And of course I don't fucking remember it. Maybe I'll see them again and ask what the quote was, but yeah. Spud says homeless people in the UK are real desperate. Huh. Yeah, since I've come out, back out to Babylon, as we call it, the city, that's another vocabulary word. Babylon is anywhere within society, especially cities, urban environments and such, or suburbia, where yuppies live. But since I've come back from my Neverland squat in the desert, and I always avoided cities because I fucking hate them, and I still do. But I've noticed there's like homelessness has always been a problem in American cities, right? But it's really bad right now. And of course it is, because we're still in the middle of a plague. People have lost their jobs, businesses are folding, the world's changing, and the medical system is totally fucked. So you get a lot of people that can't really take care of themselves, and I've seen some really sad fucking shit. I mean, I'm not gonna say it, like, it doesn't matter who's at fault. It's that the systems in place are not looking out for people. That's one thing that I do like about Slab City, is that if you're in that position, if you can survive out there, nobody's gonna fuck with you, and people will help each other even though they need help themselves. So that's nice, I guess. One form of crime that I personally do in Slab City is I distribute antibiotics to people, and in the eyes of the law, that is a crime. I go and acquire, I guess one would call it black market antibiotics and medications that people need, and I distribute them. Or did. I don't anymore because I'm not there anymore, but I will again. Imperial Valley Police Force, who I know is watching my fucking stream, don't at me, boys. I'm doing the Lord's work, and don't worry about it. I'm not hurting anybody. We want to keep those people out of the Imperial County urgent care and ER, right? Because that really bungles up the system, doesn't it? So yeah, I distribute antibiotics. There you have it. I'm a criminal. Among other medications. But and I also do a rogue medical practice with a disclaimer that I am not a doctor and I might fuck you up. But if you're willing to roll the dice, then I will treat you outside of the emergency room or hospital, unless it's like well above my head. If it's above my head, I won't touch it. But if it's like you need shit pulled out of you and maybe some of you stitched up, I think that's a crime too, but I do that. And yeah. Let's see, what other crimes are committed in Slab City? Oh, we got a kick down on PayPal. Let's take a look. Angela, thank you so much. And Laura and Charles and Amy, sorry. Thank you so much. And I'm really sorry that I didn't get the time to write down all my Patreons in my little book today. I was busy fighting my way through a fucking jungle in stinky ass Chicago. And that's not an excuse. You all deserve as much attention as I can give you. So thank you very much. And I will get better at Patreon, I fucking promise. So if you want to pledge on Patreon, I will be making more posts. And yeah, so more upcoming posts with very exclusive content, stuff that I don't post on my Instagram or my Facebook or talk about on YouTube sometimes. And yeah, I was gonna post a tasteful undie pic once I was on the train, but yeah, God, what a fucking day. What else is a crime? Let's see. We're talking about crime in Slab City. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just drugs and petty theft and the occasional stabbing. But, like, if you're not hanging around with stabby people, smoking tweak with them, then probably that's not going to happen to you. I've been living in Slabs for the last 7 years, and I ain't never been threatened with, like, you know, being stabbed by a tweaker. I have had tweakers come into my yard and holler at me for telling them to fuck off. Or, you know, I guess not just tweakers, but pretty much it's tweakers. And they're always, like, kind of low-level bandits. Like, you throw a rock at them and they scatter and they'll talk shit. Yes. Aaron says I saw my name up in the little book. Yep, it is in the book. And I'm gonna add some more names to the book after today. In Texas is asking, someone hurts your dog, then what? If somebody fucks with my dog, I'm gonna beat the shit out of them. But also, I have recently taken an oath of nonviolence. And so I guess I don't know what I would do. It's a good question. I would just prevent it from ever happening. It's just, yeah, never gonna happen. Nobody's ever going to hurt my dog. And that's just a fact, okay? It's just never gonna happen, and that's how I deal with it. Yeah. But, you know, you're free to defend yourself, and you're also free to accept the consequences of you defending yourself. There was a crime that I stopped a couple years ago that I haven't talked about, but somebody that I knew was super fucked up and angry and wanted to go and bring his shotgun to what was Katamari at that point. This was before it became Red Rum. And he wanted to go and, like, open fire. He expressed that he wanted to go shoot people at Katamari. And, of course, like, you know, I was the only person there. And so I had to fight him for a loaded shotgun and then toss it into a hiding spot while he was distracted because he was just super drunk. And yeah, so I stopped a potential mass shooting in Slab City. Hashtag, I don't know what you would hashtag that as. But yeah, so that sucked. But, you know, fucking, you gotta do what you gotta do. Hey, Lodi, welcome. How's it going? Making some busking money. Nice. Fuck yeah. All right. We're at about 50 minutes here. I got a little more than 10 minutes left to give you guys. So I don't know. I'm gonna hit this here distillate, which is legal in this state, so that's nice. I bought this in a real store, so I am not currently doing a crime other than, well, I guess I'm loitering, so that's a crime, and yeah, I guess that's the only crime I'm doing right now. That's pretty cool. I'm just doing one crime, existing without spending money. Fucking crimes against God and humanity and nature. How dare you exist without paying someone? That's what everybody's guilty of in Slabs. That's the big one. Not paying rent. Existing for free. What a fucking crime. That's offensive and unpalatable to me as a tax-paying American. How dare those filthy dirt people exist in an extreme climate where they have to build their own shelter and collect their own power, which is also a crime without proper regulations, and build outside of building codes. And I don't know. Yeah. Drop acid. That's a crime. That's a big one. You can still get royally fucked for having LSD. Like, I almost even hesitate to speak of it because it's like still in the eyes of the law like an actually serious crime to possess and distribute LSD. And we got that in Slabs. We got that. And yeah, I've seen acid, mushrooms, fucking Molly, shitty crack, ecstasy, of course, meth, and I don't know, I haven't come across any crack. And nobody has the balls to show me meth because they know that I fucking hate it. So, let's see. Oh, there has been prostitution in Slabs. Yeah, there's been speakeasy strip clubs before. I partook in a couple of those. Not as a stripper, but like enjoying the strippers and dancers. I did dance on a stripper pole a couple of times when I was super drunk, and that was, I don't know if that's illegal, but it should be. There's an employee taking a smoke break behind me, and I'm sure they think I'm a fucking like crazy person. But hopefully they'll just think that I'm taking a phone call. But to them, it probably just looks like I'm talking to a fence. So I guess there's that. Don't do it. Ooh. Hey, sorry, I'm on a phone call. I'm not crazy. Cool. It's actually a live stream. Phone call just sounded more sane. Cool. Saying do not. Okay, he doesn't give a shit. Spud C asks, have you tried black tar heroin? I've tried every drug you could probably name, man. I don't have any drug dependency issues other than alcoholism. I'm an alcoholic. That's my thing. That's my bag. And I'm doing pretty good right now, though. So, yeah. I mean, I wasn't a few days ago, and for a good portion of last month. But we're starting fresh and cleaning up. Hey, don't do that. Take it down. This is his spot, dude. Right here. Kick it. Take it down. Please. Did you just pee on my stuff? Why are you scared? What the fuck? Satan just tinkled a little bit on my sleeping mat. Cool. Cool. Thanks, Aiden. That's great. Oh, and I got on my fruit snacks a little bit. Awesome. I'm having the best fucking day, guys. Oh, yeah. My dog pees on my stuff. I just spilled a bunch of water on live stream after schlepping it around for the last 24 hours. And yeah, and I had to. Holy fuck. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Adventures of Rob Atlanta says I'm looking good. Thanks very much. It's entirely just the look of getting too much sun and not enough sleep last night because I was sitting on a fucking train in the middle of the yard, which is definitely a crime. And I don't do that. I'm just making shit up. I don't ride trains. I'm a fake Oogle. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Brad, I already touched on the vigilante topic a little bit earlier. And yes, I agree. Oh, Tad Go still says, stay healthy, thanks for the stream. No problem, man. I'll be back tomorrow. And we're getting close to the end here. So is there any other shit that I didn't touch on that's just eating away at your mind? And in the meantime, while you type up your questions, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you don't miss when I go live next, which is going to be tomorrow at, I don't know when, at some point. And there's, I forgot to do the links in the description because I was running around all day doing crazy shit. But if you want to make my day a little brighter, you can drop something in the PayPal. You can join the Discord server, and there's t-shirts, new t-shirt coming out soon. Styles says hi again. Hello. What up? Max says later. Hope your day gets better. Get some sleep if you can. Yeah, I'm going to a friend's house after this, and I'm gonna just take a nice shower and lay around for the rest of the day. Yeah, I'm honestly pretty fucking disappointed with how today went. I'm so annoyed that I'm still here. Oh my god. I don't even know how to express it to you. Captain says try again tomorrow. No, I got an Amtrak ticket, man. I'm tapped out. I'm done. I'm fucking over it. I just want to get the fuck out of here. That's why I got the Spain John, because I had to spend the last of my money on a fucking Amtrak ticket from here to New Orleans. It's a 20-hour ride, which, yeah, it's a little shorter than it would have been on the freight train, and I don't even think it'll be any more comfortable either. Oh, it'll be more comfortable than the intermodal that I was about to get, that I was on, because I'm not here to transplain, but suffice it to say, it's not a fucking comfortable ride, and it would have worked if it was a night ride, and then come morning, once the sun came out, then I could figure out if I wanted to stay on or seek shelter. But that didn't work out, so here we are. Oh boy. Yeah. If you're watching this retroactively, you can ask more questions in the Discord server. I'm in there pretty much every day, so I can answer your questions. And we're getting to be at about an hour here, so I'm gonna get a little bit more stoned and mentally prepare myself for Chicago public transit and spend the next couple hours on a fucking bus. Just what I wanted. Can you see like just the anguish in my eyes? Oh my god. Anyway, you guys helped make my day a little bit brighter, so that's nice. And thanks to everybody that donated today. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.